If you're looking for Japanese Pokemon booster boxes, look no further than the sponsor of this video, yoyakanao.com. They sell a wide variety of Pokemon booster boxes, singles, and they ship worldwide for very reasonable prices. And they also sell very interesting figurines. But anyway, and here we have Ancient Roar, the first of two sets to introduce the Paradox Pokemon. Very excited to see this. If you haven't played Scarlet and Violet, I highly recommend it because if anything, I think this is the coolest aspect of the Scarlet and Violet era. We have our usual rip tab here. Thanks Japan for trying to prevent scalpers and resellers, even though somehow they still get around it. This just released in Japan on October 27, 2023. The traditional Chinese version is actually coming out also on November 10th, 2022, if you're interested. I know some people are interested in collecting Chinese cards more. So that's fun to know. And don't worry, for those who love collecting the Korean version, that's going to come out soon. We don't have an announcement date yet, but usually, like I've said in the past, usually about like 1.5 to 2 months. Some people still think that Korean version of certain sets won't come out. I don't know why, but rest assured the Korean version should come out. We have Garganacl as our first holographic. Very nice artwork. This is always my favorite part, seeing the new artworks. My chase cards definitely have to be really honestly any of the Paradox Ancient Pokemon from the set. Of course, we're not going to have any future Pokemon. I definitely want to see Roaring Moon. The Screamtail artwork is very nice, and so is Slitherwing. Slitherwing seems to be quite a favorite. Oh, we have our first Paradox Pokemon. This is Sandy Shocks, the ancient Magneton, if you will. So I'm just going to put this away in a sleeve. And just to repeat, not the simplified, the traditional Chinese version's coming out November 10th. Simplified Chinese still has yet to catch up with the Scarlet and Violet. That's one big difference. But traditional Chinese, aka the cards from Taiwan and Hong Kong, have already caught up. So that's one good thing to know, and it's coming out shortly. That's the nice thing about traditional Chinese Pokemon cards. They come up right after the Japanese version. And we have our first art. We're usually guaranteed 3 per booster box, and our first one is Wimpod. Very nice. And there's a beautiful Golisopod artwork too. It looks like it's underwater, so I love how themed these artworks are. So nice pull on the first, few packs. And of course, we've got our lovely EX card. So it's also cool because Pokemon have brought a new battle mechanic. The whole concept of like ancient versus future Pokemon, it's kind of like similar to how there was the contrast between Single Strike and Rapid Strike, just on a whole different level. And bringing back EX cards. I think A-Spec is also coming back for those who play the TCG. It's like a really powerful trainer card. You're only allowed like 1 per deck, etc. So it's really cool to see, Pokemon using the concept of like past and future, bringing an old concept back to the present, or future, however you want to look at it. So I think that's really cool. And we have Camerupt. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And at least with the Japanese booster boxes, we are guaranteed an SR, unlike the Korean booster boxes. So with that being said, Chinese Pokemon cards should also guarantee an SR because they are printed in Japan. The boxes typically are formatted just like the Japanese booster boxes, at least traditional Chinese. I'll explain simplified at another time. We have Slitherwing, very nice artwork. This is actually one of my chases, and I love how the ancient logo looks in Japanese. They're very nice. The colors are very bold. If you didn't know, this is supposed to be ancient Volcarona, so it's really cool. I've always thought to myself, Slitherwing must be a lot bigger than Iron Moth, the future Volcarona. And it's very nice too. I like how for Volcarona, Pokemon have made both a future and a past version of that. So that's really cool. But yes, guys, back on Chinese cards, please don't get the two mixed up, traditional versus simplified. I know some people are confused as to why specific Chinese sets are still stuck in the past. One version is caught up with Japan, the other isn't. Simplified is not, traditional is. So if you want to get the traditional Chinese version of this, again, it's coming out next month, November 10th. So stay tuned for that. It's a great alternative to Japanese if you can't get product. I know sometimes Japanese booster boxes are hard to get, but that's also why we have yoyakanao.com. They usually supply boxes whenever they can and for reasonable rates too. So let's keep going here. Card trick, of course, is one to the front. Very different from Korean, which has no card trick typically. You just take it out from the pack, which is quite nice. It's a lot easier. Ooh, a little booster energy for the ancient Pokemon. So there's going to be a future version of that too. So, when it comes to the Pokemon labeled as ancient or future, there will be specific supporter cards, trainers, etc., and abilities that promote only that type of Pokemon, whether it's ancient or future. Ah, Wiglet by Komiya. This is a very entertaining artwork. I definitely will keep that somewhere. Ooh, and Ting Lu by Akira Egawa. I didn't even have to look at the name and I already knew who the artist was. That to me is a successful artist, when they have such a distinguishable art style that you don't even have to look at who drew it. You just know, oh, that's a Koki Saito card. Oh, that's a Akira Komayama card. To me, that's great art. And we have Wug Trio by Koki Saito. Look at that. I can also tell just by looking at the art style, and also another Koki Saito artwork. When you've seen their art style enough, it starts becoming routine and you just start remembering. Oh, very cool. Even for the common cards, these ancient cards look so nice. I love the little stratosphere, or, strata looking, ground pattern. I had a fancy word for that, just couldn't come out of my mouth. But basically, it's the layers of the earth. It looks really cool. And the future version will have like a digital look, which is also very appealing to the eye. We have Minshao. So some Pokemon are returning. Loudred has a really cool art rare, let me tell you. That's definitely also one of my chases if we get to pull it. Morpeko, very bold holographic of Hangry Morpeko, which has two forms, the happy one and the hangry one. Okay, almost halfway through the booster box already, but I have to say, I definitely like the whole theme of the ancient versus future Pokemon. I'm guessing too will probably have more sets, including the ancient and future Paradox Pokemon. I have Golisopod, very nice, looks very computer graphics-y. Because certain Paradox Pokemon were left out, I was a little disappointed that Iron Thorns wasn't put in Future Flash. Of course, it's a future Pokemon, but happy to see Roaring Moon, aka Ancient Salamence. Jay thought it was Salamence, so I was like, nope, it's Roaring Moon. Different names for the Paradox Pokemon. And I'm also very interested to see when Indigo Disc comes out for the game, because there's supposedly more explanation of the concept of Paradox Pokemon and where they've come from, etc. Because some people don't believe they've come, from the past or the future. There should be a whole, twist to that. So we'll see. I'm definitely excited for that to come out. It's supposed to be the winter time. Okay, halfway through the box, still no secret rare yet, but that's okay. I can chill. I don't have to stress or feel pressured like with the Korean booster boxes, because we know it's guaranteed. This is a throwback, Norman from Ruby and Sapphire. This is supposedly Brendan or May's dad. That's funny. It's easy to remember his name because he's a normal type gym leader. It's really cool how Pokemon booster box sets bring back, old gym leaders. We have low kicks holographic, very cool. Nice angle on the leg. If you got kicked by low kicks, it won't feel very good. But yes, and I think the other set, if it's not this set, I think Roar Arc also came back. One of the gym leaders from Diamond and Pearl. So super cool to see the Pansage. We have Nacli, Whismur. Oh, Arma Rouge, not Arma Rouge. I'm so sorry, guys, for making that mistake in early Scarlet and Violet. I misread the name, but yeah, Arma Rouge. Very cool. EX. I'm glad they got a feature, so very nice on that. Charcadet and Arma Rouge seems to be very popular. Also, Cerulege. That's another evolution of Charcadet. So one to the front. So far, very nice EX pulls. And I think 2 out of the 3 possible art rares, so we're still due for one more. Mela has a very nice full art, and also SAR. Mela's one of the Team Star leaders, one of the bosses, I think, with Fire-type Pokemon, obviously. When she's next to her Torkoal, it reminds me so much of Flannery from Ruby and Sapphire, because she's also a Fire-type, but she's a gym leader, not a Team Star leader. And we have Chi-Yu, bringing back of the Ruinous Spirits, or the Ruinous Treasures, as you recall from Clayburst and Snow Hazard. It feels like it's been a long time since those sets came out. This is so cute. A Snorlax doll, Charcadet again. One thing that's also interesting about the Scarlet and Violet sets lately, there's a lot of repeat artwork. So certain Pokemon will have maybe 2 artworks if they're lucky. So that's really cool to see. Okay, really hoping for a good secret rare, guys. We got very lucky from Raging Surf, so I'm not expecting much at this series of sets, but it's cool to open 2. Okay, well, there's our secret rare. We have Cofagrigus. It's actually a very nice full art. I love the colors. Very, very beautiful. And number 82 out of 66. So there you go, guys. Our guaranteed secret rare. It's not a special art, but it's okay. It's something that's there, right? I guess because I've opened so much Korean booster boxes without SRs, no matter the language anymore, I just appreciate what I pull. There's always something to appreciate, even with the full arts that no one wants to talk about, whether it's the texturing or the backgrounds or even the positioning. I've noticed, I think the Golisopod in this set, the full art looks so cool compared to the one from Sun and Moon. That's just my opinion, of course. But nothing beats that special art, of course. All right. Is that Scream? So this is Screamtail, right? Is this the only card with the ancient? I have to look through the set because I'm sure there are other really beautiful ancient Pokemon with that little border, but I haven't seen them yet. Either that or I just missed it. But let's keep going. We're still due for one more art rare. And that's what's nice about these Scarlet and Violet sets, modern sets. Even though you pull a secret rare that you may not want, you can still pull some really cool art rares. So we have, I think, 5 or 6 packs left. Let's keep going, and possibly more EX pulls if we are lucky. One to the front. Like how smooth these cards are. I think there's a little hollow. Oh, Spinda. I haven't seen that in a while. A lot of Hoenn returned. See, look at that. It's Latios. Very nice by Chibi. I love the little sunset in the background. Any artists who do a good job with portraying lighting, I respect that. Sometimes that can be very difficult to do. Okay, one to the front. Exploud, look at that, all angry and intense. Oh, Shibuzo's Wiglet. The Wiglet art in this set is very amusing and very adorable. Zubat using Supersonic. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got Brute Bonnet. So this is Amungus's ancient form, and it's a dark type. Looks really cool. Here's another ancient pattern there. I'm happy to see that, so just haven't bumped into it yet. Okay, so cool to see that. More packs here, one to the front. Up, Slithering, there we go. Now I'm seeing them. I'm just noticing because I'm not talking so much. But yeah, we have a bunch of Pokemon cards with that ancient bordering, and also this trainer card as well, the energy booster. They have that in the game too. It just boosts whatever special. It's based on the ability of the Paradox Pokemon. I believe the ancient Pokemon get a slight boost from the sunlight. Photosynthesis is the ability. But we have that too here. Oh, and we have Mienshao. Very nice art rare. I like how they're just positioned in the mountains. So peaceful, and I love the color scheme. Beautiful art rare. That's our third one. So there we go, our guaranteed art rares. And then next pack here. Yes, loads of beautiful art in the set. If people don't like these sets, they're missing out because, especially, you know, if you haven't played Scarlet and Violet, I feel like the Paradox Pokemon are the main highlight. Okay, very nice. We got our Terra Pokemon, Serena. Usually a grass type, but this time a water type. And that's what makes, you know, the TCG very interesting now that the Terra Pokemon have different types. So it's not what you would expect from certain Pokemon. Okay, and our last and final pack. I'm not expecting anything anymore since we got pretty much our pulls, but let's see. We have Steamy. So that's the pre-evolution of Serena, what we just pulled. Knuckle Stack. Oh, we got a Swoobat. Okay, so no big pull there, but there you go. That was a fun booster box to open. Lovely introduction of the Paradox Pokemon. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Again, please check out yoyakanao.com if you want to obtain your own booster box of Ancient Roar or Future Flash. And if you want to support my channel, please check out my trainer card, which I've made over the course of 4 months. If you'd like to support, please message me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video.